Hello all, welcome to another quick learning. Today we're going back to CodeSignal, work on the database SQL coding exercises. If you're joining this in the middle of the playlist and you want to start from the first video, I'll put a link in the description below so you can click on that and go there. Otherwise I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to the arcade and then databases. So we left off at exotic dishes here, number 72, findTable. So you need to connect to a remote database and extract some information from it. The problem is you don't know the name of the most important table in this database. You were told that it should start with the letter E and end with the letter S. Now you want to find all possible candidates, i.e. tables with such names as well as their column names and their data types. It's guaranteed that at least one such table exists in the database. You have already connected to the database named re_db. Now you just need to implement a procedure that will find the information about the most important table in it, as described above. The resulting table should have the following structure. So tab_name, which is the name of the found table, cold_name, which is the name of the column, and then the data type of that column. The rows in the output should be sorted first by the name of the table, then by the name of the columns. So first I'll just say we're sorting by the table name and then by column to meet that criteria. Since they're ascending, we don't have to put anything after. And then so here's an example. So we've got this events table and it's got an event date and event name, and the guest list in the table is this. So they would want the output to be table name would be events, the column name would be event date, and the data type would be date. And also in this events table there's also the event name, which is a varchar. Guest list would not come up because the table name doesn't start with an E and end with an S. Okay, so let's go ahead and look how this could be implemented. So let's go to this from clause first, because that's really the big piece of that here. So there are tables in MySQL or Oracle or whatever you're using that have information about the database specifically. So these are kind of the tables in the background that you probably don't notice. So you'd probably have to look up where these are stored in the different databases. So in MySQL there's an information schema which has a columns table which has information about the columns, and if you join that to the information schema tables table, then you can get information about the tables as well. So if you interjoin those on the table name, then you have information about the tables and the columns that are contained within it. And then so there could be multiple databases in your database implementation. So we're looking at the schema specifically that is re_db. As you can see, we're looking at databases connected to the re_db, and then they wanted only tables that start with the letter E and end with the letter S. So like does that, so it has to start with an E, and then there can be any number of characters including none, and then an S at the end. That's what the percent means, is any number of characters. An underscore would just be one character of any type. And then we just select distinct table name, column name, and data type, and return that. And you should get something like this. Table name, column, and data type. So you can see that works. We'll go to the second one. So you can see here there's an eardrops table. So it starts with an E, ends with an S. So it should return a row for the ID column, company, and price. Evaluation doesn't end with S, so it should not be returned. Events starts with an E, ends with an S, so it should return a column for the event date and event name. And guest list doesn't start with an E or end with an S. so it wouldn't be returned. So you can see in the output, it indeed does show all the columns and eardrops and events and their data types. So the major trick of this one is just knowing kind of the system tables, where they are in your system and how you can find them. So there's one on columns and one on tables in MySQL. All right, hope you guys were able to follow along with that. I hope you join me for future videos. Thank you very much.